Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, thanks for tuning to the Bulldog Show. Please share it with all your friends. As always, today's show is sponsored by Deters Law. Our lead story is the Trump Mar-a-Lago affidavit supporting the search warrant. The magistrate judge, by the way, a magistrate is just a judge in the federal court system. It's like an assistant judge. That's who they are. But I want to explain what redacting means. Redacting means that you cross out. They do it usually with a black magic marker or black on the computer. And redact, they take it out, and then the judge is going to look at it to see if it's too much or what the scoop is. Now, this is something that's very important to know. This goes on a lot with confidential information, so forth and so on. However, the fact that it's being redacted, he's obviously leaning towards the government way of saying, you redact what you want. We've gotten documents before. You can't make this up. And I can give you an example in the medical protective Dr. Durrani case where they redact everything. It's like, really? Really? So, don't get your hopes up that this is going to be anything that's a big reveal to help Donald Trump and the cause. I think it furthers the unfair treatment of Trump. So we'll see how that plays out. Fentanyl, they have now taken, this year I think I saw enough fentanyl to wipe out 400 and some odd million people. This fentanyl, and I know this because I got a buddy that worked at the DEA that was involved in China fentanyl. This fentanyl comes from China. It comes from China. It comes through the Mexican border. Joe Biden is letting this happen, is doing nothing. Obama didn't do anything about drugs coming into this country. If you are against opiates, pharmaceuticals, fentanyl, all the heroin, all the bad stuff that comes in this country, you need to understand, why did Barack Obama and Eric Holder let it happen? Trump was stopping it. Biden back to letting it happen. Think about that. This is the President and Attorney General of the United States that's letting this happen on purpose. You got to ask yourself the question, why? Why? It gets scary. You wonder why conspiracy theorists have legitimate theories? LeBron and the communists. Well, LeBron James, he doesn't say a word about China. This guy is a billionaire now, and he never speaks out at all about black-on-black crime in Chicago. He doesn't speak out against China at all, where the NBA and people like LeBron James are making buku bucks. I'll bet you China's probably involved in his movie-making company. It is an invasion. 53% of Americans are now calling what's going on the southern border, what you and I have called from the beginning, an invasion. Facebook says they're going to tweak things in advance of the 2022 election. I'm shadow banned so much by Facebook and YouTube. I mean, I am. I got people tell me about it. They say, hey, your stuff's not popping up on my feed. I mean, it's maddening. It's wrong, but they do it. We left behind in Afghanistan for the Taliban $7 billion of military hardware. Again, why would you ever do that? It's insanity. Labor Day flights, 23% more is what's going to cost for Labor Day weekend flights. 23% more. They keep saying inflation's coming down. Brian Stelter from CNN canned. Why did he ever have the job in the first place? Humpty Dumpty, goofy guy. Alan Wieselberg is the Trump CFO for the Trump organization. He's entered a plea to some tax evasion, going to serve about, I think they said 10 months. I gotta share something with you. What this was was not reporting in-kind things like use of vehicles, use of a place, those type of things. How often does that happen? And they go after him. And there's scuttlebutt saying he's flipped on Trump's agreed to testify against Trump. He's not going to testify against Trump. You just watch. They're going to testify against him on. Stacey Abrams has now been connected to a China I swear to goodness, man, they buy our land. They own Hunter Biden. They own Joe Biden. They got everybody compromised. They're in the movie industry. They're bringing in the fentanyl. Think tanks. They're in academia. China's invaded our country without firing a shot, and it was all began by Obama and Eric Holder because they let it all happen. Let it all happen. And now Joe Biden, let it all happen. China is like, they got warships, planes. They're increasing their presence all around Taiwan. Remember Russia and Ukraine. That's all I got to say. Last but not least, you can't make this up, these PPP loans. It comes out that people like Jay-Z, a billionaire, Reese Witherspoon, and others got those loans, which are all forgiven. By the way, I don't object to and have any problem with any small business applying for these loans. But filthy rich people, that was the stupidest program in the world. You know why? They would have, if they never locked down the country, they wouldn't have had to do it. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope you have a great day.